Serena Williams appears to have announced her retirement on Instagram in an emotional post, saying that she is evolving away from the sport after the US Open.
Serena Williams is more than a tennis legend. She's a global icon, but lately it's not just her career making headlines. Rumors about trouble in her marriage to Alexis Ohanian is spreading fast. Is there any truth to it, or is it just gossip? From Compton to fame. Serena Williams didn't grow up in a plush suburb with tennis courts at every corner. No, she grew up in Compton, California, a neighborhood better known for its gritty streets than backhands and volleys. Life in Compton was tough, with danger always hanging over you. You can always hear gunshots in the background. But despite the chaos, something special was happening in the Williams home. Think of little Serena, just a kid with beaded braids, holding a tennis racket bigger than her torso. Her father, Richard Williams, saw something in her that no one else did. He had a vision, a dream so bold it bordered on absurdity. He wanted Serena and her sister Venus to dominate tennis, which rarely welcomed players from their background. Richard was a force of nature, determined and very passionate. He was like a man with a 78-page plan for his daughter's tennis success. He didn't care about what society said. He trained them himself, sometimes for hours under the scorching California sun. The drills were tough, and the discipline never let up. But in Serena's eyes, you could see fire, a determination so strong it shut down doubts before they even had a chance. Their family didn't have much. Money was tight enough to make every dollar count. Fancy tennis academies? Forget it. The Williamses couldn't afford those. They relied on public courts, donated equipment, and an unshakable belief in their dream. And somehow, through all the struggles, Serena's talent refused to be ignored. She was a natural. But let's not forget the sibling rivalry, the good kind. Serena was not alone in this journey. Venus, her sister, was her first competitor, her partner in crime, and her biggest inspiration. Can you imagine the dynamic? Two sisters battling it out on the court, pushing each other to improve, yet never letting competition taint their bond. They were a team, and that sisterhood became the backbone of Serena's rise. There's something magical about their story. Beyond tennis, it was about defying odds, breaking barriers, and proving that greatness can come from anywhere. By the time Serena was 14, she turned pro. A girl from Compton stepping onto the global stage. Nobody saw it coming, but she did. She always did. So what was it about Serena that made her unstoppable from the very beginning? Was it the courage she inherited from her father, the love from her mother, or the unbreakable bond with Venus? Maybe it was all of it. And yet, this is just the beginning of her story. How did this young girl, with dreams in her eyes and a second-hand racket, meet Alexis Ohanian, the tech genius who would become her husband? That's where things get even more fascinating. Love from a fairy tale. Sometimes, love stories feel like they're written in the stars. Other times, they start with an awkward, unexpected moment. And that's exactly how Serena Williams met Alexis Ohanian. It was May 2015, and Serena was enjoying breakfast with her friends at a hotel in Rome. Then, suddenly, Alexis popped down next to her at the table. The group may not like this. They tried to get rid of him with a joke, warning him there were rats nearby. But Alexis, cool as ever, responded, "I'm from Brooklyn. I'm used to rats." Who knew that such a weird first meeting would lead to one of the most talked about marriages in the spotlight? And that's where their love story began. But things took a grand turn in December 2016. Alexis decided to propose, and not just anywhere. He flew Serena back to Rome, where they first met. At the same table by the pool, he went down on one knee with a jaw-dropping ring. It was a moment straight out of a movie, but in real life, fairy tales often come with their share of drama. When the couple married on November 2017, it was the event of the year. Serena wore a gown fit for royalty, and their guest list included names like Beyoncé and Kim Kardashian. Yet, while the world celebrated their union, whispers about their differences began circulating. Parenthood brought its own set of challenges. Serena faced a life-threatening childbirth, an experience that tested their bond. While Alexis stepped up as a devoted father, rumors began to creep into the media, stories suggesting tension between the couple as they faced the pressures of fame, parenting, and their careers, or maybe the anxiety after birth. Their public image, full of cute family photos and sweet tributes, began to clash with rumors of trouble behind the scenes. Alexis's big gestures seemed to hide deeper issues, while Serena's non-stop work for success started to strain their relationship. And the pressure of fame added fuel to the fire, making everything more intense. Still, Alexis seemed to be Serena's biggest fan. He showed up courtside, cheered her on, and wore shirts with her name. But in private, were things as perfect as they seemed? Some fans began speculating that the couple's outward displays of love were an effort to drown out the noise of trouble behind the scenes. Despite the rumors, Serena and Alexis have faced challenges head-on, making it clear they're not ones to break down under pressure. So, are the media speculations baseless, or is there more to the story of Serena and Alexis's marriage than meets the eye? Family versus career. Serena Williams doesn't just play tennis. She redefines what it means to be unstoppable. And nothing proved her courage more than when she competed in the 2017 Australian Open. What's remarkable? She did it while 2 months pregnant. You see, most of us struggle to get off the couch some days, and here she was, dominating the court with a baby on board. And she won. Her victory was more than a personal milestone. It sent a powerful message. Women are superheroes. Serena faced a difficult pregnancy and a C-section delivery. You can imagine how horrifying this must have been for a tennis player, being stuck in bed for months before finally getting back on the court. She later revealed how she had to advocate for herself, insisting the doctors take her symptoms seriously. For Serena, returning to tennis after giving birth became more than a comeback. She stepped back onto the court at 2018, determined to prove she could be a world-class athlete and a devoted mother. But the journey was not easy. The physical demands of training after childbirth were so painful, and let's not forget, she was facing sleepless nights and diaper changes too. The world watched as she reached the finals of Wimbledon and the US Open that year, but even Serena couldn't silence the critics completely. Being a mom and a superstar isn't exactly a walk in the park. Serena has spoken candidly about feeling torn between her career and her family. There were moments when she felt she wasn't giving enough to either. She once missed Olympia's first steps because she was practicing for a match. Heartbreaking, right? Serena shared how she cried over it like any mom would. She admitted that balancing it all made her question if she was failing as a mother. But let's be real. If Serena Williams feels that way, what hope is there for the rest of us? Despite the struggles, Serena showed us the power of strength. She didn't hide the messy parts of her journey. Instead, she owned them. She reminded the world that even legends have their breaking points. It's this raw honesty that makes her story so relatable. Who hasn't felt like they're not doing enough, no matter how hard they try? Serena's life was always in the spotlight. Every move she made was up for judgment. People criticized her choices, pushing herself too hard and sacrificing her family for her career. And then came the whispers. Some people thought the pressures of motherhood and fame were starting to put a strain on her marriage to Alexis Ohanian. And the most considerable part, how does someone like Serena manage to juggle it all? What toll does it take on her personally, professionally, and yes, even in her marriage? The drama behind the glory. Serena Williams has always been a powerhouse on the court, but she's no stranger to drama off it either. One of the most talked about moments in her career came during the 2018 US Open final against Naomi Osaka. It wasn't the game that made headlines. It was the fiery clash between Serena and the chair umpire, Carlos Ramos. Here's what happened. Ramos accused Serena of receiving coaching from the stands, which was a violation in tennis. Serena didn't take it lightly. She slammed her racket, called Ramos a thief, and demanded an apology. What followed was a media frenzy, with some calling it a meltdown and others calling it justified frustration. The aftermath was just as explosive. Serena argued it wasn't about breaking the rules, it was about something deeper. She felt unfairly treated, even hinting that sexism might have played a role. "I've seen men call umpires worse things," she said, "and they weren't penalized like she was." The incident overshadowed Osaka's victory, leaving a bad feeling with fans. For Serena, though, it raised a bigger issue. She felt like she might be getting unfairly targeted because of who she was, or maybe it was just a really bad day. This was not the first time Serena faced criticism. Over the years, she's been accused of being too dominant, too emotional, and even too muscular. Think about that. She was punished for being the best. And let's not forget how she's been a lightning rod for debates about race and gender in sports. Every win, every loss, and every outburst seemed to spark new opinions about who Serena should be. And talking about the rumors. One of the more persistent whispers? Alexis's high-profile career as a tech entrepreneur might clash with Serena's global fame. Some speculated that the power dynamic in their marriage could be a source of tension. After all, how do two incredibly ambitious people find balance? Fans started to notice that Alexis was not showing up at Serena's matches as much as he used to. Maybe it was just his busy schedule, or maybe there was something else going on. As usual, the internet had plenty of opinions. Some people thought their different worlds, tennis and tech, were causing tension. Others figured it was just the normal ups and downs, made bigger by all the attention they were getting. Of course, not every rumor is grounded in reality, but it's hard to ignore how much pressure Serena and Alexis face. It's as if people are waiting for cracks to appear, ready to pounce on any sign of trouble. Through it all, Serena remains fiercely protective of her personal life. She's rarely addressed the rumors head-on, choosing instead to focus on her family and career. But her actions sometimes speak louder than words. Whether sharing heartfelt moments with her daughter Olympia or celebrating Alexis's achievements, she's made it clear that her family comes first. Yet, the drama never truly fades. Every tweet, every interview, and every subtle comment sparks new theories. But what happens when the drama shifts from the public to the personal? How has Serena dealt with the intense pressure, and what does it reveal about her strength? It's no secret that being in the public eye puts enormous pressure on any relationship. Serena is a global icon with a legacy as a tennis legend. Alexis, meanwhile, is a tech mogul, co-founding Reddit and managing ventures that demand constant attention. On paper, they seem like a power couple. But fame isn't always as glamorous as it looks. Every decision they make, from public appearances to social media posts, is scrutinized. And when fans noticed Alexis wasn't attending as many of Serena's matches as before, the rumor mill went into overdrive. Could their busy schedules be driving a wedge between them? Alexis himself has admitted how overwhelming it can be to balance personal and professional commitments. On the other hand, Serena has hinted in interviews about the difficulties of juggling her career and family life. While she hasn't directly addressed marital challenges, her focus on prioritizing family in her post-retirement life raises questions. The truth is that any marriage under this level of pressure is bound to face challenges. Fame doesn't just bring fortune, it brings stress, misunderstandings, and a magnifying glass that amplifies every disagreement. For Serena and Alexis, their worlds couldn't be more different. Tennis courts and tech boardrooms don't exactly overlap. While opposites often attract, they can also create friction. But through it all, one thing has remained clear. Serena and Alexis are fiercely protective of their family. Despite the rumors, they continue to show a united front, focusing on their daughter Olympia and the life they've built together. In many ways, they're just like any other couple, trying to navigate the ups and downs of marriage, only with millions of eyes watching their every move. So, are the rumors about Serena and Alexis's marriage grounded in reality? Or are they just another example of how the media loves to create drama? And more importantly, how have they managed to keep their bond strong despite everything? Serena's big goodbye. Serena Williams' retirement was a very tough decision. It was not just about hanging up her racket and calling it a day after an incredible career. No, it was deeper than that. For Serena, family came first. She made it clear in interviews, social media posts, and even on the tennis court itself. Her time as a mother and wife meant more than any match. When she announced her retirement in 2022, many fans wondered, was this the end of an era or a new beginning for Serena? The reason she decided to step away from tennis was simple, yet profound. "I'm getting closer to the light," Serena said in one of her last interviews. She was ready to put her family at the top of her priority list. After all, being a mother to Olympia, her daughter with Alexis Ohanian, was something she'd been dreaming about since the start of her career. While she had played through her pregnancy and battled through some of her most challenging moments on the court, the idea of being home more, nurturing her family, and creating a legacy outside of tennis was something she couldn't ignore anymore. In her own words, Serena wanted to evolve away from tennis. It was not just about the sport for her anymore. It was about building a legacy for her daughter, something that went beyond winning trophies. Her farewell was more than leaving behind a sports career, but about stepping into a future that would let her define success on her own terms. Her heart was clearly with her family, and she was excited to spend more time with them, without the pressure of grueling training schedules and tournaments. But retiring didn't mean Serena was going to fade into the background. If anything, her post-retirement life has been just as full of passion and purpose. With tennis behind her, she's thrown herself into several new projects, from launching her own business ventures to advocating for important causes. Serena's always been outspoken about social issues. Now, more than ever, she's used her voice to raise awareness about women's rights, gender equality, and the importance of diversity in all industries. Her business ventures include her venture capital firm, Serena Ventures, which she founded in 2014. The company's goal? To back founders and entrepreneurs from diverse backgrounds, especially women. She's making waves in the business world, investing in everything from fitness tech to fashion startups. For Serena, this wasn't just about making money, but about creating an impact. She wanted to give back to the community that helped her rise to the top. She wasn't just the tennis queen anymore, she was building a new empire. And then, there's her advocacy work. Serena's always used her platform to speak out on issues like racism, healthcare, and equality. Her work with women's organizations, her support of equal pay for female athletes, and her efforts to inspire the next generation of leaders are making a difference in ways her tennis career never could. Now, more than ever, Serena is focused on empowering women, particularly women of color, and creating lasting change. But let's not forget that despite all her career ambitions and projects, Serena is still very much a mother. And after all her years of juggling tennis and parenthood, she's relishing every moment with her daughter, Olympia. Serena's fans have seen glimpses of their sweet moments together on social media, whether it's playful dance-offs or casual family outings. Being a mother has changed her. In one interview, she even admitted that she sometimes feels like she could do more as a mom or player, a sentiment that many working parents can relate to. But she also knows that her daughter's future will benefit from her example, how hard work, determination, and balancing priorities can lead to success. In many ways, this shift to retirement has allowed Serena to redefine what it means to be a woman, a mother, and an entrepreneur. She's not just the legend we saw on the tennis court anymore. She's a powerhouse in every field she touches. There's a certain joy in seeing her embrace this new chapter. She's not slowing down, she's just changing lanes. Whether it's mentoring young entrepreneurs or continuing to fight for women's rights, Serena is proving that her legacy is not limited to what she achieved in tennis. As Serena becomes more of a mogul and philanthropist, what's next for their family dynamic? Serena Williams has faced it all, but even legends are human. As she steps away, family, love, and legacy take center stage. What do you think about the rumors surrounding her marriage? Are Serena and Alexis truly happy? Or is there more to their story? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.